Welcome back to Desperation Rockstars. I'm Helena Khan, and this is a breakdown of the new trailer of IMDOMITABLE Season 2, the next installment of the superhero gritty action show by PhiTheChi. I'm going to be breaking down exactly who you see in the trailers, details you may have missed, and most importantly, what's to come next. Spoiler warning for IMDOMITABLE Season 1. If you haven't watched it, go watch it and then come back to this video. We start off with a wide shot of Earth where you can see a little glimpse of the moon in the corner. I feel like this shot symbolized the more alien feeling of Marcus and his relatives, because if you didn't know, Mark is not only human, he's actually half Hellion, which makes him a lot more different from the rest of the Hellions. If you don't know what a Hellion is, Hellions are actually a subspecies of human that evolved with metas. So they're able to fly, punch hard, basically your basic Superman starter kit. Now we get our first look of Marcus in this trailer, and he's with a girl. If you didn't know, Marcus has been dating a French girl named Helena Belmont in Season 1. Helena is a descendant of the Belmont family, which has a history of persecuting evildoers in France. She does not participate in her family's tradition of warding off evil, but instead she's a known modeler and singer in France. Next, we get bombarded with flashing lights and what seems to be actual figures in the background. These are actually memories of Marcus's time in Japan, and all the blurry lights are kind of like his memories from the night cityscape, which is all he remembers. The vibe starts to shift as we get multiple scenes of Marcus's friends and family reacting to something on their TV screens. Now I'm going to explain all the characters actually in this scene, so stick with me here. This might be a long one. First things first, we have a scene of a little girl holding a pillow, and this little girl's name is actually Maya. Marcus saved her during the Shuzumar retake, and she's become IMDOMITABLE's #1 fan after he saved her from a bunch of villains. In the next scene, we get to see a character we haven't seen in a long time, Jack Presley. Jack Presley is a close friend of Marcus, Valkyrie's younger brother, and a Hellion who was a former hero that went by Ex Machina. Due to unfortunate circumstances, he was forced to retire early and now works at the SDN Torrance branch. The next scene we're shown is of a group of people. You might not know who these people are, but they're actually the Oracle Army, and sitting in the back is Mei Ling. Mei Ling is Marcus's older cousin, who's also a half-blooded Hellion. The only difference being her strength is on par with Everbound. She used to be a Chinese hero before she aligned herself with the Oracle Army, whose goal was to achieve a world without the Hero Society, because they treat heroes like Marcus as expendable pawns for their goals. This led to a conflict between Marcus and Mei that ultimately affected their families. In the next scene, we get Junji Ling and Maria Murphy, Mei Ling's parents and Marcus's uncle and aunt. Junji was comical, lovable, wise, and a very strong man. Maria was strict, bossy, but a caring woman. Now we're showing Adam Murphy, Marcus's human father, and his staff. Adam Murphy is actually a doctor and a philanthropist at the Memorial Hermann Texas Medical Center, along with his colleagues. And one of them is a literal dinosaur, which turns out to be Marcus's favorite out of the staff team. And now we're hit with a sadder scene from Mae Murphy, Marcus's Hellion mother, who comes off as authoritative, rational, strong-willed, and occasionally short-tempered. However, she's usually calm, polite, and respectful. Despite her complex personality, Maeve shows genuine care for those around her, being both loving and kind towards her family. She actually owns a private security firm that collaborates with her husband's workplace. The scene turns somber as we get a beaten and bloody Jae reaching out for Marcus in a final reaction from Helena. Then we get our final moments with Marcus before we're reminded that his story has ended. We were able to interview PhiTheChi about this scene. What he said was, it's a heartbreaking reference, but the only thing I can really say is to read the phrase again and think about it for a moment. Which opens a lot of questions, and maybe it's not actually the end for Marcus Murphy. Just the end of us seeing him as the main character of the story, possibly. We get a cool, cyberpunk-esque feel as flashing lights start to appear on the screen. We see the world indomitable and desperation in the background undertone. We actually get a glimpse of possible important characters for Season 2, who we've theorized later on appears towards the end. I'm wondering if we'll maybe get a perspective of a more criminal or evil side of the world, as these guys don't look too friendly. It was also said in the same interview from PhiTheChi that, yep, these are new faces. They play an important role to what's next and serve as a new cast. Can't say if they're good or bad, but they're all reckless young adults. We finally get a scene what looks to be our main character for the next season. They seem really young, which leads me to believe the characters we've seen could be possible relatives. At this point in the series, metas have been around for a very long time, which was also talked in the interview. All of this culminated into a theory called meta singularity, which basically states, as meta users start having kids, it starts to create stronger and even stronger metas. In that same interview, PhiTheChi stated, now that we're in 2040, I can definitely say that this young girl has potential. That's all I can say for now. Which is basically referring to, if this young girl is a part of this meta singularity, she might have a very strong meta. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below on your theories on what's to come next, and a special thanks for Desperation Team for an amazing weekend of events with more to come. I'm Heian Khan, and this is Desperation Rockstars. We'll see you guys soon.